Oh, good evening, folks, and welcome back to Allergic to Stupidity. It's Political Sundays. I have spent the whole day outside a couple of times. I've already downloaded it today, just because I've been watching the news a little bit more now that I'm getting ahead of my spring gardening, and I'm cringing. So, there we go. So I'm sure all of you have been hearing about what's going on in California and all the ICE raids and the protests against the ICE raids. And now somebody's threatening the National Guard, which is exactly what Donald Trump wants. He wants to be able to call in the National Guards. He wants to be this thing that has utter power, take after those people that he admires, like the leader of North Korea and Putin and any of those very, very authoritarian kind of leaders, dictators that he admires for some obscure reason. However, it's their own, right? And he is now calling in the National Guard. And while I just watched something on CTV that said they have not seen any National Guards yet. But that's what he wants, because then he can declare martial law, and he can sit there, or his equivalent of martial law, and then he can sit and say as president for as long as he wants. And he has looked and admired the fact that the leadership of North Korea is passed down from grandfather to father to son. It's hereditary. It's very kingish-like, but not the same as King Charles III. This is King Charles. Even the monarchy 100 years ago was not a dictatorship like what we're seeing in North Korea or Putin or things like that. It's still that same kind of structure, but not that kind of extremeness that we see out of North Korea. Because let's be honest, if the king did not take care of his lords, who took care of the landowners, who took care of the peasants wouldn't do the work, and they'd take off and live off the land wherever they could, right? And so each level had its very structured position, but A took care of B, which took care of C, which took care of D, and it's simple as that. And if you watch King Charles or Prince William, they both still have that sort of mentality, not that they're taking care of the next layer down, but these are their people. They are that figurehead leadership of the country, of the UK, and they're doing whatever they can to help those people in the bottom, in the realms and structure that they can now. What they could do 200 years ago or 300 years ago is different than what it is now. Now it literally is more a figurehead. But King Charles, when he was Prince Charles was pushing and encouraging environmentally oriented things. He took part of his lands and changed it into Poundborough, which is its own city and its own structure and all the rest of it, because he didn't like the way the architecture was going and felt it was taking away from community, and they're finding that this really is making a difference. And those people who have moved into Poundborough, and I think it's in the southwest corner of England, really that community mentality is there and supportive. So it's not the same kind of thing. Trump is wanting what we're seeing out of North Korea and Russia and things like that. So, sorry for the pause. I just heard somebody coming to the door. So, my drink tonight, by the way, is Glenfiddich, a little step up. I don't drink liquor very often, but with everything that's coming out of the South, I figured I deserved it tonight. However, I've lost my train of thought. I really have. Oh, I know what it was. It's something that Todd Maffin had pointed out, and this is where it's coming. What clicked into tonight's thing was he noticed that all those corporate head offices were all, it's June and it's Pride Month, and we support our LGBTQ community, and we do this and we do that. And I've always said that yes, they should. Don't argue that. But when a corporation screams and yells, they're only doing it for marketing. Just look at us, aren't we fantastic? I'd rather have honesty. So Halton Catholic Board of Education will not fly the pride flag in June. Will not. Public will. The city of Berlin has is it's painted on all the intersections, and that was wearing off, so they got smart and put it on the post next to the intersections, because then the cars aren't driving on it, so it lasts longer. And they're flying. But now that Trump is in office in the States, all of a sudden the big American corporations are not supporting the pride community. And Todd Maffin in his little spiel today, which are usually shorts, but they're nice and they're quick, but he gets to the point. Suddenly, they're not doing it, which brought me to another video. And flying pride flag for me has always been, I haven't until now, has always been to scream that there's somebody in that community, in that house, in that school, in that office that belongs to the LGBTQ community. And it was a very interesting ad for Pride this month that was, it just kept, there's no words. You just kept seeing the flag or a pin or something that was obviously supporting. And it was various people belonging to the community that going, that's a safe sign. And I thought, yeah, I don't have to be a proud member of the LGBTQ community, though I definitely have that in my house. But by flying that flag, which I am going to go buy myself one and fly in my flagpole that now works, shows that this is a safe spot for those people, for anybody, that I am going to accept you here, and if you feel endangered, you can come here. And it will be a flag on my classroom door the next time I have a classroom, that this is a safe spot. You don't have to worry about me. And that if you need to tell me something, you can tell me. Or if you just want to be with somebody that you know is going to make you feel safe, then you can come here. And I know it's a stupid little thing, but it changed my perspective on that pride flag. That this is not necessarily that I have or know somebody or look at me, aren't I wonderful? I just support the LGBTQ community. It's letting those people know that this is a safe spot. This is no different than the quilts on the Underground Railroad 200 years ago, when the slaves were migrating up to Canada, is that they would look for quilts hanging on the farm wife's clothesline. And it had a North Star or a certain symbol on it. It told them that this was a safe home, that they could feel safe. And that to me is exactly what flying the pride flag will be on my flagpole, is that this is a safe spot and you can be okay. And that I can do the same damn thing in my classroom. It's not a screaming me. It's not going to be a scream, look at me. It's to let, like I just said, let those people know that this is a safe spot. So there you go, with all the hullabaloo and everything else that's happening down in California, and threatening not only the National Guard, but he wants to bring the Marines in too. And they're going, this has never happened, and this would be going against history and tradition and all the rest of it. And you can't do it because of this legislation and that legislation. And quite thinking, none of that has ever stopped him before. Why do you think it's going to stop him now? It didn't stop Hitler. It's not going to stop him. So while all of that's happening down here, let's remember to put our hands out and let anybody who feels discriminated against, persecuted against, uncomfortable, not safe, let them know that you have a safe home, that they can show up at any time they want. And that has happened. I didn't realize I offered a safe home till I had somebody come to my front door in tears, and I went, what the hell's wrong? And the person told me what had happened in his home. And I said, get the hell in the house now. And I had never thought of it. I never thought that that was who I was. But I am. So putting this pride flag out is going to let people know that this is a safe home. And they can come here if they need to. There you go, guys. Here's the Political Sundays and a nice glass of Glenfiddich with Canada Dry. I don't drink this much my veg. I want a shot. I just really enjoy the flavor. It goes down so smooth. Take care, guys. Remember, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you see anything here, pass it on to somebody else that you think might enjoy it.